Good morning, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Commodities Broker here with RJO Futures on Thursday morning, October 25th. Bringing you some commentary here in the energy markets. Let's get right down to it. First of all, let's start off with yesterday's price action. Morning, I talked about it in yesterday's post here. Pretty quiet morning. Was looking for some consolidation, and then we got surprise build in the DOE numbers, much larger than what was expected. Helped put that market under considerable pressure. Currently, this morning, we've got crude up about 77 cents. Right now, we're trading around 86.5, but we were in the 85 range there. So we really have seen this market really melt down quite a bit. Like I said, this morning, things a little bit firmer here, so let's take a look at price action now. So I talked about where the WTI is. Right now, Brent's also firmer. Brent's up about $1.20 at around 109.05. Nat gas, just a touch weaker. We've got inventory numbers coming out there in a little bit. We're off about 2 cents at around 343. Complex firmer as well, seeing some rebound in that. RBOB around 264.40, that's up a little over 4 cents. And the heat's firmer, up almost 3 cents at around 306.74. So, as I mentioned yesterday, with the build in the stockpiles there, which they were looking for a build of about 1.75 million barrels. That build came in at around 5.8 million barrels, so substantially higher, and that really helped. After that number came out, really helped kind of put the market under pressure. In addition to that, it really seemed to be a risk-off type attitude. And what I mean by that is that there seemed to be a lot of selling pressure. Equities markets, other commodities, dollar was a bit firmer as traders were trying to, figure out where they really wanted to be, take a little bit of risk off the table. This morning seems to be a little bit different tone here. We also had some positive Chinese data come out in their factory manufacturing, a little bit better than expected, helping lift the market up. Look at outside markets, equities a bit firmer. Dollar here today is a little bit weaker. And there was also some positive third quarter data that came out of the UK there, so a little bit better than expected. So market seems to be a little bit firmer, kind of shrugging off some of this negative news that we saw there yesterday. This is just, in my opinion, just a lot of ebbs and flows that we see on a daily basis in these markets. That's why risk management, in my opinion, is key to being a successful trader. So, with the DOE numbers that we had come out here, if you take a look at, the overall inventory stockpile levels, and this is something I've mentioned in so many of my posts, and I think it's, basic commodities 101, which is supply and demand type situation. Take a look at our supply situation right now. Current crude stock's about 375 million barrels. That is the highest level for this time of year that has been reported on record. So clearly our stockpiles are up. Let's take a look at our 1-year average, 37.4 million barrels more than a year ago this time, and our 5-year average is just over 41 million barrels more for this time of year on a 5-year average. So clearly stockpiles seem to be adequate, and as I've said in so many posts, the demand is very questionable. Some economic data comes out, looks a little bit better, and then we get some disappointing news and kind of sink back down here. So, where are prices heading from this level, right? That's what all traders want to know. And my personal opinion at this point here, although, as many of you know, I've been a bear here on the market, I think with all this data that's been out now, and I look at this, and I think we've set the tone for the market, but technically the short-term technicals here are suggesting to me that this market is very oversold at this point. I think most of the negative news has been factored into this market at this point. I think we've come down to some key possible support areas in this market. So I think here in a short term right now, we could look to see things firm up, and we could look to see a little bit of a retracement in this market. How high? Well, that kind of depends on a lot of these outside markets. I do have some ideas and stuff. Give me a call. We can get into more detail. I can talk to you about the technical levels. Real quick, if we look at the refinery capacity utilization, that's actually up right now versus 5-year average. We're running just over 87% versus the 5-year average is right around about that 84%. So we are seeing, a little bit of the demand side there for the oil, but nonetheless, I still think the demand is still going to remain somewhat questionable. But again, I think you could see crude prices starting to move a little bit higher off of these levels. So give me a call. The number's on the screen. Shoot me an email. We can get into more details. I can talk to you about some target areas and where I see some key support areas in this market. And we get into some risk management strategies. And of course, remember that futures trading may not be suitable for all traders, and the risk of loss does exist in futures trading. Give me a call. Good luck. Good trading.